Hey guys, what's up? It's NihonTechnical. Welcome back to my build world. I am here today because I wanted to talk about something that I've seen lately in a couple builds, and I've got a better way to do it than what I've seen. So what we're going to be talking about is basically a nighttime sensor or a reversed daytime sensor. So your daylight sensor here, it's a new item that came in 1.5, and what it does, for those that don't know, is you put a redstone line out here, or a repeater, and it will, during the daylight hours, it will emit a redstone signal that's comparable to the light levels. So, for example, this light, obviously this one here, will fade over time as the sun begins to set and rise. It'll fade and grow stronger. The repeaters themselves will actually just stay at full blast until this reaches 0, and then these will turn off. So, it's fairly simple to use. It's only about half a slab tall, so it's not too ugly looking, but the one question is, how do you make a nighttime sensor? Well, the easiest way to do it is just to use your daylight sensor as your redstone source and make a quick and dirty NOT gate as an inverter. And for example, let me just go to time, set 15,000 I think was the one I was using. And there you can see, signal inverts. So time set day again, and it reverts back to its normal self. Now this is fine and dandy. This will do you good for some stuff, but there's some issues with it that I've been thinking about from a design standpoint. So, for example, if you use this design, this redstone line or your repeater or what have you is always going to be exposed, because you cannot. I'll show you real quick here, but you can't build a block on top of it. You're going to have this half block gap here, and you can't stack these on top of each other, so there'll always be a gap here. And well, you can do this to make it, a little less able for water to come in, flush it out or have something blow it up. It just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look right. So I tried to think of a way to compact this a little bit, make it a little neater and a little more efficient. And I think I got a design that works. So it's also to mention here, go through a couple of things just to show you real quick about some of the design ideas that won't work. So the Minecraft wiki will tell you that the redstone, the daylight sensor will power redstone is a block above, below, or to the side of it. And to the side of it's true. The catch with this being to the side of it, it has to be touching it. It has to be touching it like that. You can't just go ahead and put this here. That won't work. You can't put one down here. That won't work. Excuse me for a sec. And up, and even though it says you can do it above, it doesn't seem to work in 1.7. So I think that might be a bit of a misnomer or a misleading statement there. I don't think it works above. At least my experiments hasn't worked above. And I have to show. I'm going to show that off as well. But it doesn't obviously affect the redstone torch signal that's below it. And here, it doesn't. Even though it powers this block, that's actually part of our. It should power this block right here. So for example, even if I put down a grass block and I put a daylight sensor on it and a redstone torch, notice that this torch is still on. If this is powering this block, this torch should be off. So that is a bit of a problem. So on all sides, the redstone is not being powered off by the daylight sensor as it supposedly should be. It also doesn't affect blocks that are adjacent to it, as you would expect. Here you can see the redstone torch is still on, even though this quartz block is supposedly, if the wiki is correct, being powered by this. And this redstone is also off. So if either of these blocks are being powered by this, I'll just go ahead and show you real quick. This might be turned. should this be turned on? No, it shouldn't be turned on. But you can see even the redstone repeater doesn't get a signal from this block right here. So this block is not actually powered on at all, despite what the wiki might tell you. And obviously, since this block isn't powered, there's no redstone signal coming out the back end. Now it does work adjacent with some blocks, and those blocks are the kind of the redstone machinery blocks, the dispenser, the dropper, and your pistons. These will all work adjacent to a daylight sensor. So, for example, let me go ahead and show you real quick. Lights will turn off, and you see how piston retract, time set day, turns on, and it dispenses melons, or drops them, or piston extends. So with that in mind, here you can see as well just the if there's an open air block below this and you have a redstone dust here, it will power that on without any problem. So it doesn't do that with the repeaters though. So repeaters will not work in the same way the redstone dust does underneath here. It will not send a signal through. But the piston will. And here you can see I have a sticky piston with a redstone block and a little repeater coming out the side here. This would kind of be that two-way, two-directional inverter, so to speak. It's not actually even as good as the default one, but it is able to, well, I said default, but the common one would be a better way to describe it. It is able to be hidden flush underneath your all your outside material blocks, so you don't have to worry about it being seen. You could also do it with obviously with the repeater over here, and have your redstone block here, and just have your repeaters here and here, and even here. Actually, you wouldn't want to have them here because this is when it's during the daytime. You want it to invert for nighttime, so you'd only be able to have it in two directions, because otherwise, when this piston pushes out, it would break the repeater that's in front. So you'd have something like this, and you would have it flush against the wall, and that's not bad. That's not bad, but it only works in two directions. So it's not the best design. It is compact though, so we'll give it that. Now you can also go ahead and have it as 4 pistons, 4 directions, and have each of those be 2. So this one would give you a possibility of up to 8 at first glance, but when you think about it, all of these repeaters are actually going to crisscross each other. So you could probably figure out a way to get 8 or more with this setup. It's also quite a large setup. The profile on this, for those of you wondering what's underneath here, it's just a simple redstone piece, and that will power it during the daytime and retract these at night. Very easy to do, very simple. But it is a huge profile for your repeater array. So basically you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 7. It's a 49 square block area for this. There's got to be a way to do it, not as compact or, as bad as this. So I'll give you a quick hint. You can do it in a 2x1 space. And I'll show you how to do that right now. So what you want to do is, first thing, you're going to set down your redstone right here, and I'm going to take my daylight sensor, put that on top, and that will be my signal in. Now if I do this and put this block right here next to it, this is going to power this block. It'll feed right into it, and now I can put my torch on there and my torch will turn off, and there you go. That's a much more compact and much simpler to do redstone nighttime sensor. And what's really cool about it is you can have it flush with the ground. So, for example, if I wanted to do something like this, or even with half slabs, I'm gonna do it with half slabs. I'll show you real quick. So let me grab where my quartz slabs. Thank you. So if I go ahead and I do this, and there you go. Look how nice and flush that is. That's almost like flat. There's a little bit of a dip. It's actually about 3/4 of a slab is the size of the daylight sensor. But yeah, that's pretty much a simple way to do it. It's basically the same mechanics as your common inverter, but kind of even more compact. You have this 2x2 space here instead of having a 1x3 space with the exposed redstone. And that's the other advantage, is that you can set this up so none of the redstone that you're going to use for this is exposed whatsoever. You don't have to worry about repeaters getting washed away. You don't have to worry about these ugly bridges if you don't want. I guess you call them bridges because they kind of do look like bridges. There's these stupid big arch things like this that are just blocking one little tiny thing. I hate those. They look so ugly. But you don't have to worry about that with this. And for taking a signal out, all you have to do is just put down some repeaters. And each of these torches that you put down at either side here, you can have this actually go out in 3 different directions simultaneously. So for example, let me go ahead, and you can see that's how it works as an inverter. You can see this gets turned off, and these all get turned on at the same time because this is no longer being powered by this. And then the signal from the torch comes out to all the repeaters, and it goes out to where you need it to. Now, you probably saw this over here. This is kind of an extreme example of what you can do with this. This is a 7-way nighttime sensor. I have seven different sticky pistons all hooked up to the repeaters here. And what's really interesting about this is if I wanted to, I could actually figure out a way probably to split the signal by more than 7 ways. So hold on, let me actually try that. I'm gonna try doing this. This is fun. I like doing this kind of stuff. So let me go ahead and I'll split it a couple additional ways here, and that way we can have even more fun with this. So let's do this, and then we'll just do. Can't do that actually because the signal won't pass through, I think. Does the signal pass through? No, it doesn't pass through. Okay, so these would have to be redstone. But just with a little bit of thinking here, we have taken our 7-way split and made it into, I think, like 11 or 12. Let's take a look. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's a 10. Oh, it's a 11-way splitter now. So 11-way splitter. You can probably do some really crazy stuff with the redstone on it as it gets to split even more and more and more. But you don't even have to. You don't even have to do this. If you just want to hook up to one torch, you can do that. You can have it hook up to multiple outputs if you want to, but really this is, I think, the best way to go about making your nighttime sensor. I think it's a lot easier to build, a lot less intensive than having to figure out how to do one of these dealios and having this. It's even got the same actually it's not really less intensive, but it's less likely that you're going to have someone come in and knock out a redstone piece and accidentally have the whole thing get blown up on you. Yeah, this way it looks nice and pretty, it's nice and flush, you don't have to worry about exposed wiring anywhere. It's fairly easy to set up. I just prefer this method, and what's really cool is you can use it for all your basic lighting needs. And you can also, one of the other cool things about this is just like the regular NOT gate, you can invert it in 3 different directions. So if you want to have it set up so like it's this way, you can do that. If you want to have it set up so you have a double gate like I just had there for a second, you can do that. So you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with this basic setup, and it's a lot easier to handle, I think, than the regular NOT gate. So I like this one. It's really cool. I would suggest if you guys are interested in building your own nighttime sensor that you could use something like this. Just keep in mind what designs don't work and what designs will take up a lot of space. And most importantly, be sure to have fun, because I haven't done one of these in a while, and I've had some fun trying to set this up and get the redstone all ready for it. So I might do more of these. I might do more of these in the future. I miss doing some of the technical build stuff. I've mostly been doing regular builds. But that's all for now. So thanks for watching, guys. Good luck, good mining, have fun, and I'll see you guys next time here in my build world.